Uh, well, hello everybody, and welcome to the studio. And today I'm delighted to welcome Tricia Woolfrey. Now, Tricia, you're a hypnotherapist,
I am, yes.
and I've heard people talking about hypnotherapy, and it seems to me that there are people out there who've got hypnotherapy confused with stage hypnosis,
Yes.
and I don't think that's very helpful, is it?
No. But I can understand why they're confused because, it's got the word hypnosis in there, but stage hypnosis is about entertainment. The people that go up on the stage and stay up on the stage, and not all of them stay on there, by the way, they're there for entertainment. It's for fun. So that's why they get those results. But when someone comes rather for hypnotherapy, that's working on an emotional level. So it's working on lots of layers of a problem and the emotional side of someone. So it's much more complicated. It's not a quick fix like a stage hypnosis would make it seem because you're working on those emotional layers.
Interesting. And what sort of things can hypnotherapy work with?
The easy answer to that is anything that stress makes worse, hypnotherapy can make better. So, for example, it's well known for phobias. It's great for weight loss. I help a lot of people lose weight, stop smoking. Depression, anxiety, IBS, which I bring in another skill to. So, there's something else. So anything that somebody feels worse when they're stressed, then they're likely to feel better with hypnosis.
That's interesting.
Great for stress.
Great for stress.
Great.
Yeah. Well, that sounds that we all need something that's great for stress.
Yeah, and actually, I teach people self-hypnosis, which is super great for stress because that way you use it on yourself when you need it. So it's a great skill to acquire.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I use self-hypnosis myself.
Do you?
And it's very powerful.
It
yes,
is.
very,
Yes.
very powerful. So
Yeah.
I commend that approach to you. And you can do it wherever you like as well, which makes it wonderful. But I think working with someone like yourself is a very powerful approach as well. And from our conversation before we came into the studio, you were talking about a sort of an all-encompassing model that you work with.
Yes. So I've been a hypnotherapist for, I think, since '98 or something. And what I realised in working with specifically the weight loss clients is there was a dimension that I didn't really understand, and working with external experts wasn't really providing the results I wanted, and that was working with food intolerances and nutritionists. So I decided to incorporate that into my work and become qualified in both of those areas, and it's been phenomenal because what I have realised is that there is a mind-body connection with many things. So a lot of people, for example, who want to lose weight and are just thinking about, well, I just need to eat less. There's an emotional level, but it might be a physical level as well. It might be that the metabolism isn't working well, or they've got food intolerances. But it's great for IBS and anxiety and depression. So I'm working on the emotional, working on the psychological, on the lifestyle, on the physical, and also on the spiritual. And what I mean by spiritual is really having purpose and meaning. It's not about religion, but having a sense of purpose and meaning. So for a lot of people who might be depressed, for example, it might simply be they don't have enough purpose and meaning in their life. So I work on those different dimensions to help people achieve the results that they want to have.
That's interesting. It has seemed to me sometimes that it's possible to apply sticking plasters.
Yeah.
Which only deal with the symptom of something that's happening in someone's life. And and from what you're saying, it's important to look at the totality of a life.
Yeah.
And and work on an issue in the context of that, rather than just focus on the.
So, for example, if I'm working with a phobia, often a phobia is what I call a quick fix. If it's something that they know when it happened and why it happened, and especially if it's very recent, it's usually a really quick fix. However, sometimes it's as a result of something that happened in childhood, and they have what's called an initial sensitizing event and then subsequent events, and it needs a more therapeutic approach. So one of the things that is a little frustrating is people think that hypnosis is a magic bullet. And for some people I have what I call the miracle cure, but for most people it's kind of getting through those layers of of the problem, layers of resistance as well, because often there is a psychological reason for holding onto a problem, so which people aren't consciously aware of. So one of the first things that I do is overcome those barriers so that we can then get to where they want to be. So, you know, working with a really good therapist is very, very important, who really knows this stuff.
And I think bringing nutrition in it's quite unusual, I think.
It's very unusual, and I was in two minds whether to do it. I did it initially for my weight loss clients, and it's been phenomenal, because sometimes, you know, I have to look at which is the thing that's causing the biggest problem, and so then I have to focus on that the most. So it's been absolutely fantastic, and sometimes I'll work on both elements at the same time. So it's probably been the best thing that I've ever done, is to incorporate those elements together.
Powerful
Not that
stuff.
everybody has to have both, by the way, but you know, when they do.
But it's nice to know those things are available
Exactly.
with, you know, within the context of the same session.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
It is, yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
So, and you work with people with weight issues,
Yeah.
with phobias, stress, anxiety,
Yeah.
all of those things. So,
Exactly.
if you had, this is a tough question, but if you had one broad piece of a top tip that you could share with our viewers about generally living a healthier life in that way, what would it be?
Oh my goodness, one top tip to live a healthier life.
Well, a better, more fulfilled.
A more fulfilled life. Well, a more fulfilled life, that's easy. That's being clear about, so being clear about who you are and what's really important to you in terms of your values, and what would let you know that you had a really enriched, fulfilled life, and make sure that everything that you're doing now is leading to that point. And that means taking care of yourself physically and emotionally as well.
Wise advice.
Thank you very much.
Wise advice.
By the way, I've also got some books and CDs, so if people aren't local to me, I'm based in Surrey and London. If people aren't local, I've got a whole range of self-help products available as well. So,
And where can our viewers find out about those?
On my website. So my website is www.pw-hypnotherapy.co.uk, and there's lots and lots of different things on there for you. Okay.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Check out the website. Tricia, thank you so much for joining me in the studio today.
My pleasure.
That's it. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you next time. That's it. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.